Good Morning Miramar, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. right here, right now.
Good morning, Miramar. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning. We have a really special segment of Good Morning Miramar for you today, featuring the best of, looking back at some of our favorite episodes. My name is Danielle Reales, Marketing Coordinator with the City of Miramar's Office of Marketing and Public Relations.
And I'm Alexis Fox. Thank you so much for joining us. As Danielle said, we're going to be looking back at some really great interviews that we had here on the show. And one of those that we're going to be looking at today is Dr. Angela Pressman with Pillbox Pharmacy. She was a fun interview.
Yes, super fun. She had a lot of personality. We actually filled an entire show with her, and not many of our guests have that kind of charisma to really kind of talk the entire time, and I felt like I didn't even really need to ask her questions. She just had so much knowledge and so much information. Now, for those of you who missed out on this episode aired back in May of this year, and it was a really fun show because she talked a lot about hormones and weight loss and how they work together. Now, as Alexis mentioned, Dr. Pressman is a pharmacist, so she has a lot of knowledge of prescription drugs and how hormones can affect your lifestyle goals, whether it be weight loss, weight gain, things like that. So we're going to take a quick look at that interview. We definitely want all of you to tune in. She has a ton of knowledge to share, and we'll be back in a few to discuss. Tune in. So like we said, Dr. Angela Pressman, pharmacist with Pillbox Pharmacy and Medical Supply, is here today to talk to us about weight loss and hormones and some really great tips that she has with hormone replacement therapy and how they're related. For those of you who don't know, Dr. Angela Pressman earned her doctorate in pharmacy from Nova Southeastern University in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. She also has over 10 years of experience in pharmacy management and marketing. She trains pharmacy managers, pharmacy staff to provide exceptional service to patients and medical professionals. Angela is also a diplomatee of the American Academy of Anti-Aging Medicine, a fellow in American Medicine Management Group, and Association for the Advancement of Restorative Medicine. She has certifications in hormone replacement therapy, community pharmacy, diabetes management, a certification for the advancement of restorative medicine, as well as many others. Angela is also an active member of the Florida Pharmacy Association, the Broward County Pharmacy Association, and the Professional Compounding Center of America. We are thrilled to have you on the show today, Angela. And I'd just like to remind everyone, if you'd like to dial in at any time during this program, we'll be taking all of your questions live and giving away some great It's Right Here in Miramar prizes. You can dial us at 1-877-2-MIRAMAR. That's 1-877-264-7262. Good morning, Angela.
Good morning. How are you? Good morning, everyone.
Hello. Thank you so much for being here today. Now, before we get into the segment, I want you to please, we shared a little bit about you and your background and experience. Tell us a little bit more about yourself and your passion in the field of pharmacy and, what you really work towards to help your patients have the best outcomes.
As was telling before, I'm a pharmacist from Pillbox Pharmacy. Pillbox Pharmacy is privately owned for 32 years by a pharmacist. And what is the best thing about our customer service and about our employees and our pharmacists, that we try to treat our patients and our customers like we would treat your mother, your brother, your sister, your father, like you wanted to be treated. With our world now, it's everything going fast. Our medical system running so fast. So pharmacy is the best profession when you could help patient. Pharmacist actually stays between a patient and a doctor. It's very easy to access a pharmacist with any questions what you have. Pharmacists actually could check on all your prescriptions, if you have any interactions, if you have any side effects, and contact your doctor. And this is what's the biggest thing you could find about Pillbox Pharmacy. Why? Because pharmacists are well trained. Our pharmacy technicians are well trained. We have personalized service. We have enough staff on the floor which could help and give special treatment and special help for every customer. If it needs to be 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 45 minutes, it doesn't matter what. For us, it's very important that every patient get help. What another thing the best about Pillbox Pharmacy, which is actually very individual service for medical supply. We're one of the largest medical supply in Broward County. We have compression stockings, wheelchairs, we have different products for diabetes, for wound care you ask for. Even when you will go on our website, www.pillbox123.com, we couldn't put it all products what we have it because you guys would have to sit hours and hours research on our website. That's why we love that you would stop by at any 4 locations. We have 2 locations in Pembroke Pines, 1 location in Weston, and our newest locations in Davie. Pembroke Pines on Taft Street store has a train on their ceiling, which kids and adults really love it. We have a live talking pirate, so which actually tell our patients you cannot be angry. If you want it grouch, you can grouch only at the pirate. Everybody leaving our store with smile. Why? Because we help them. Additional in our services, what we have, specialty vitamins and nutrients. It's very important to see which medication would deplete your nutrition in the body. For example, cholesterol, it's a main hormone. And now we see more people on cholesterol medication. And one of them is statins. Everything which we finish pravastatin. So just remember that statin. And what it does, it depletes CoQ10 enzymes. And it's very important that you would take this medication with this CoQ10 enzyme. Why? Because CoQ10, it's a vitamin, but another thing, CoQ10 builds in mitochondria of your cell. So by taking cholesterol medication, a lot of patients would tell you, oh, I cannot take anymore because I start having horrible muscle pain, my arms or my legs hurting. But our job as a pharmacist automatically tells them, you have to take, when you take this medication, you have to take CoQ10 enzyme. So by having this personal service, our patients taking better way and correct way their medication. Another thing we know that cholesterol produces at night between 12 a.m. and 2 a.m. So we have to teach our patients to take cholesterol at night. This way they get better results from their medications. So you can learn a lot of different things at Pillbox Pharmacy and you get fantastic personal service.
That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that, Angela. And that was a great example. I mentioned to you before we started the show, my father actually uses your pharmacy for that specific reason, that personalized service. And I think it's really important, especially now how you mentioned we're in a fast-paced world. People want that 24-hour service. And what's great about Pillbox is when you call, you get a real person on the phone. You don't just get a machine and they don't leave you machine messages. So it's a really great service that you all offer.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Now, we talked about Pillbox, the unique services that you offer and all of that. Now, tell us a little bit about your experience in the anti-aging and regenerative medicine area.
Okay. By being a pharmacist over 10 years, I work not just at Pillbox Pharmacy, I work at numerous chains pharmacies. And what I see, and so a lot of patients would be on multiple medications. And a lot of times what we see, patient will take one medication and sometimes he would have a side effect of medication, but instead of changing medications, sometimes doctor would prescribe additional medication to work on that side effect. And after, it's like a chain reaction, and you will see people in 4-5 years, they would be on 8-10 different medications. And a lot of times what we see when female get aging, there would be higher dosages of antidepressants. Some patients will need antidepressants. Some patients would need different vitamins and nutrients to prevent this depression, which doctor should assess all levels of the patient. So what we do at Pillbox Pharmacy, we see what patient takes which medication, and we see which medication would deplete any vitamins and nutrients. Since we're talking about weight loss, for example, if anyone takes birth control pills or take it hormonal replacement medication. Any of these hormones, if they bioidentical or synthetic, they will deplete your B12 and folic acid. We know, and some of you know, and you could see advertisement, oh, we're doing diet, weight loss, if you get B12 shots. But B12 not just give you energy and help weight loss, B12 help depression. B12 help to decrease anxiety. B12 help to normalize your memory, your attitude, your mood. Same thing, B12 converts to folic acid, which is very important for our body, which helps, again, depression, mood, and helps energy. And it has numerous different things which help a body. It's just one of millions examples.
That's great. Thank you for sharing that. And like you said, it's important to get to know your pharmacist.
It's so important.
And really build that relationship because, like you said, it's a way for us to have something supplemental than our primary care physician, having someone who's assessing, okay, how are you doing on your medication? What are you experiencing? How can we change it so that the side effects are not affecting you, as you mentioned?
What is most important, and I would love that you all guys will be pillbox patients, but if some of you not, it's very important to learn one thing. Keep all your medications at one pharmacy. Because this way we will see it's one medication will interfere with another. If it's something happening, if any reactions, we know you as a patient, we know what to do with you, and we would contact your doctor to help you as best as we can.
Wonderful, wonderful. So now that we've talked a little bit about that, I want to also get into our main topic, which is hormones as related to weight loss. So a big frequently asked question that people always wonder is weight gain inevitable for men and women who are aging? Is that something that, you cannot avoid it as you get older, your metabolism slows down? Tell us a little bit about your experience with that.
Okay, I will tell you something, some you would not like it. We all know phrase, you are what you eat. Some people said, I tried this diet pills, it did not work. That's why we know diet is the highest and very popular topics. Our body increasing hormones and our peak of hormones when we are in 20s. This is when we feel fantastic. Our boys, like I have 19-year-old, hi Daniel, they feel like roosters, they can do everything and they're good to go. By 30s, we feel our guys and males and females start saying, I'm getting tired, it's something going on. By 40s, we start getting some weight gaining, getting more tired, difficult get up. By 50, we feel like we're going down the hill. So what's happening, it does not happen to everyone. And sometimes we blame our genetics, sometimes we're saying, he can exercise, I can't. What's happening, our bodies having top of our hormones at age 20s.
We actually have a caller with a
Fantastic.
question. So we're going to take this call very quickly. Hello there. Thanks for calling Good Morning Miramar. Okay, we were disconnected, but that's all right.
I got scared someone. So what's happening, after age of 30, our hormones decreases by 10% of production in our body. By age of 40s, hormones decrease production by 20 to 25, and by age of 30, it decreases production by 30-40%. And every person will be different. It will be depends on your body, what you eat, what stress level you have, what vitamins you're taking. Yes, it takes genetic. The biggest point now, if you have any food allergies. So sometimes when people said, I try all these diets and I cannot lose weight, and I do have a lot of patients. And it's not that person is lazy, or I had patients who would eat maybe up to 400-500 calories a day, and they said, I cannot lose weight. What is that? It's a chemical imbalance in the body. So we cannot tell you, you just tell me you're eating salads and you come at home and you're eating all your chocolate. Actually, I'm a chocoholic, and I steal some chocolate yesterday. I have one. So, but what's happening, you have to look what your body has and what you do. So at Pillbox Pharmacy, when I see patients, I have very specific blood work, which will look not just at estrogen, progesterone, testosterone. We'll look at all chemicals. Just like I said, cholesterol is hormone, insulin is hormone, our thyroid is hormone, which is very important hormone, and that little butterfly on our neck normalizes all our body, our temperature, our moods, our libido, our weight loss. Sleeping is very important for weight loss. Why? If you're not sleeping through the night, just like I tell you at night, we have all productions of hormones. Melatonin producing between 9 p.m. and 12 a.m. Melatonin, actually, it's not a vitamin, it's a hormone. So if we are not going sleep before 12 a.m., our body decreases production of melatonin. So all of you who love to text at night and watch movies until 2, 3 a.m., it will be way more difficult for you to lose weight because melatonin producing to cholesterol. Then cholesterol, which is a main hormone, producing to progesterone, DHEA, testosterone, and estrogens. Progesterone helps us to sleep, helps us work with anxiety, depression. DHEA and testosterone help us to build muscles, not only just for male, but for female too. Memory, beautiful skin, same way estrogen. So now, when we're not going sleep before 12 a.m., we're going sleep at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Then at night, our body is not working as supposed to. So what is happening, in the morning you wake up tired. And when in the morning you wake up tired, our cortisol levels is low. So what we're running for? Coffee. Everybody loves coffee in the morning, and then we're crushing between 12 and 3 p.m. We're craving for some piece of chocolate or sugar or another cup of coffee. Why? Because cortisol going down. But what coffee does when you drink, it actually depletes selenium levels in our body. And it's actually natural diuretic. And our thyroid, little butterfly who loves to work on our weight and mood and libido, would not work properly. Why? Because we do not have as much selenium as needed. Please do not run now and buy selenium, because at Pillbox Pharmacy we're having specific vitamins which will combine selenium, zinc, and all other vitamins what thyroid needed. Usually what I like to do when patients come to the store and my office on Taft Street location at Pillbox Pharmacy, I actually love to speak with a person personally to ask what problems they have or what conditions they have and how can I help. Because it's easy to pick up a bottle of vitamin and spend money, and after in a month said, oh, I tried and did not work. Every person is different. That's why when you will go to any store at Pillbox Pharmacy, at every location, you will have different vitamins, different nutrients, different supplements, different products. It's very important to look at the food allergies. Sometimes we eat everything and we feel fantastic, and we do not know that we have any allergies. Studies show that between 70 to 80% of people will have 1 or 2 food allergies. Actually, I just did a food allergy test on myself, and I love to eat egg whites in the morning or at night, and I make my shake with egg whites, and I find out that I have food allergy for egg whites, which actually I said, oh my God, maybe I should blame egg whites for all my weight gain, not a chocolate and some other wrong foods what I'm eating. So you have to be very careful, and every person is different. And you cannot just say, oh, I will give you some testosterone, you will lose weight. Yes, testosterone will help you lose weight. But if you're not exercising, if you're not eating right diet, if you're not balancing all other hormones like your insulin, melatonin, your thyroid, your cholesterol, it will be very difficult to lose weight. So that's why when I'm coming at Pillbox Pharmacy and I will work personally with you, patient by patient. I usually spend with a patient between 1 hour to 2 hours to explain them everything what they do. This way they know what's the best for them and make specific plan for this patient. And plans this way would be done that patient would be comfortable with that.
Wonderful. Now, thank you for sharing that. And Pillbox actually offers the hormone replacement therapy.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that. What are the benefits to those seeking out this kind of treatment?
I love to use me as example. My one grandmother died from breast cancer. My another grandmother died from vaginal cancer. Our breast tissue are the same tissue for our prostate tissue. Some study shows that excess of estrogen will cause different cancer. Some study shows excess of estrogen will cause cysts, fibroids. So that's why it's very important to normalize our hormones. I'm 45 years old, my birthday October 14, so welcome to call me or stop by and tell me happy birthday in a couple months. I will be 46. I don't afraid to say my age because I think I look fantastic for it.
Yes.
And what we do, by age 35, I would have a lot of breast pain, or when I would go to a doctor, I would complain about before periods, like some of ladies could relate to me. What we are angry, we're divorcing our husbands, we're fighting with our boyfriends, girlfriends. Why? Because before periods, it's a cycle. Our estrogen receptors are the highest. And during when periods start, day 1, 2, 3, our progesterone is going up. So it's normalizing. So a lot of times when female have painful periods or painful breast or heavy periods, sometimes they would need specific progesterone. When we talk about bioidentical, actually we are not allowed by FDA to use that word bioidentical. We have to say natural hormonal therapy. At Pillbox Pharmacy, we compound hormones, and we are PCCA certified pharmacy for 28 years. So all our compounding medications are bought in United States. They are not coming from overseas. And our compounding pharmacies under the glass, so you can actually stay in the pharmacy and watch how your hormones or any other product are compounds.
Wow.
So we could compound progesterone from wheat, estrogen and testosterone from soy, and how it's spinning in the what speed it does spin in the formula, so that this progesterone which compounds, it would compound the same chemical formula what your body using. A lot of times people would ask me, oh, what is better, cream, patch, or suppository or pill? It depends on your symptoms. It's not what is better, it's what is better for you. If you're not for progesterone, if you're not sleeping, if you have anxiety, depression, if you wake up in the middle of the night, it's very important that you take progesterone capsules because it's past blood-brain barrier and it works way better for you than you have progesterone cream. For example, I sleep like a dead woman. You could put bumps around me, you can do whatever you want, I won't wake up. But my progesterone is low, so I use for myself progesterone cream, because if I would use capsule, I don't think I would wake up in the morning. So what's happening, or if I have to use capsules, I will have to use very low dosage. So what's will happening, every patient will have individual needs. Like, for example, if patient has vaginal dryness, we could compound estriol, which will help vaginal dryness, which will help urinary tract infection, which will help painful intercourse, and so on. Every patient is different individual, and you have to make it specific compound for them. So we could compound lollipops, patches, creams, gels, suppository, lozenges. You ask us, not just for hormones, but for other medications. Sometimes I make a joke. Some people, I'm one of them, I cannot take Motrin. Motrin is Advil or ibuprofen. So if I take it by mouth, it would hurt my stomach. So at Pillbox Pharmacy, what we do, we could compound anal suppositories, which would help a lot of patients. So which work great for the kids who cannot swallow with pills or medications.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Angela, for being here today and sharing all of this helpful information. I know I learned a lot, and I hope that our audience did as well. And just really quickly before we let you go, let us know what number they can call if they'd like to make an appointment with you or come visit you at your Pillbox Pharmacy location.
Great. Phone number at Pillbox Pharmacy on Taft Street, because this is where is my office, is 954-432-7455. I will repeat because of my accent. 954-432-7455. 7455. If you forget my name, you could say Russian girl because patients and doctors call, hormonal girl, vitamin girl. I answer on all names, and I will be happy to help you guys.
Thank you so much for tuning in to that really special episode. Now, Alexis, I don't know about you, but I think Dr. Pressman is fantastic. We're filled with a world full of knowledge. She really has a lot to talk about and a lot of great services to offer at her business, which is, a local business here in South Florida. So we love supporting our local business owners as well. What did you think of the episode?
I love Dr. Pressman. She is such a gem, and she gave a really fresh take on some old information, right? We know that there is a correlation between hormone and weight loss, but her spin on it and the way that it affects like your body and the amount of weight that you can lose, what you're capable of doing, was I think a really interesting perspective on it, and some may have been that missing piece for people who can't seem to connect weight loss to hormones in that way. And I love that she lives her practice, right? She's a very healthy woman. She talked a little bit about it in the segment about her personal, fitness or health and wellness regimen, and the way that pharmaceuticals, vitamins, and things like that can help and assist with that.
Yes, and what I liked about what she did is she doesn't necessarily just prescribe you something like, oh, this will fix, this problem that you're having. She really looks at the whole body, the whole person, really does an analysis, a personal analysis on them, because it's not cookie cutter answer. There's not just like one quick fix that's going to help you when it comes to reaching your goals. So I really liked that as well.
I did too. I also like that she mentioned pediatrics to a certain extent and the things that kids can do to start healthy regimens from early on, multivitamins, things like that. Some other interesting ways for kids to take vitamins, but it's good to cater to them as well, because when you grow those habits from when they're young, they're more likely to take care of themselves as they're older. So that's good.
Definitely. So we thank you again, Dr. Pressman, for coming on Good Morning Miramar. We loved having you on the show. And thank you to all of you for tuning into this really special flashback of some of the best episodes of this year. We love looking back at old episodes.
Absolutely. And if you guys have some favorites that you would like to see on some of our upcoming best of episodes, go ahead and leave a comment. Our social media handles are at City of Miramar on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Let us know which episodes you like, which guests you enjoyed. Give us some feedback, and we'll be sure to keep that in mind for upcoming shows.
Yes, and maybe do a little recap as well. And like Alexis mentioned, we want you to keep up with us on those social media handles, because we not only promote what's happening on Good Morning Miramar, the week prior, but we also promote all of the great events that are happening around the city and just different city service information that you need to know online as well. You can also visit us on our website at MiramarFL.gov. Thank you so much again for tuning in to this portion of Good Morning Miramar. Remember, we are live with the show every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. We look forward to seeing you next time on Good Morning Miramar. Wishing you all a great day. Remember, it's right here in Miramar.
Bye.